Right, everyone, it's time for today's Song of the Day. The Song of the Day segment, we're going to pick one of my songs from the last 32 years and present it to you sort of in a storyteller's format. We're going to share stories, maybe pictures and videos, take a little bit of a nostalgia trip, and perhaps help the fans understand the meaning of some of these songs a little bit better. So without further ado, today's Song of the Day. Right, everyone, it's time for the Song of the Day, and as always, I'm here to explain what happened. So today's Song of the Day is called Far Away. Far Away first appeared on the Sunshine album, which was my first full-length album, which came out in late 1997, and it was the catalyst for and kicked off my entire 1998 tour, which started right there on January 9th, 1998, on the old stage at Rex Putnam High School. I had Dave and Brian in the band, and we ran strong all the way through the end of the century. So I guess I forgot altogether that I had done a reworking of Far Away in 1998 with my guitarist, David. And we went to a music studio and we apparently did a whole studio production. But just to give you a quick backstory, so we were in the band, obviously, as we're going to talk about in these videos, and we had our Moonshine Ray, our big single, which came out in May 1998, and that started getting played on the radio. We started getting invited to do radio shows and then getting more gigs out of it, right? But somewhere in between the breaks, like, oh, what's your next single? What's your next thing? Somehow I was working on Far Away again, and I sent it to David, and David took it into his room. I didn't see anything, right? And he made a demo where he did a 2-layered guitar track, somewhere between, a cross between sort of a David Gilmour and a Jimmy Page, like a beautiful 2-layered guitar track just on the demo with the metronome. And it was like, oh, brother, that's incredible. So we went and we made an entire studio production out of Far Away in 1998, sometime in 1998, and it was forgotten about, lost forever in the vaults, right? It wasn't on any album or attached to any project. So flash forward to 2020. We're just about to come up on the 3-year anniversary from when we lost our father. So after my dad died, we were ultimately clearing out his place. And I will never ever forget being in Dad's bedroom, and I was putting papers and things in boxes, and I went to his desk, and as I was going through envelopes, I found this gold CD. And on this gold CD was inscribed Sunshine Album Test or Sunshine Test. And I recognized my own handwriting immediately. And I remembered that back in the day when I was first going to InstaFame Studios and Ben, our studio tech, was doing masterful work for us, he sent us out of every single session with a test CD. And his advice always was, play this through everything you got. Play through your worst speaker, your best speaker, car speaker, stereo speaker, make sure that it works everywhere. And so we always have these test mixes. So apparently, after David and I worked on Far Away, and it was forgotten about, I have a test mix. Somehow it ended up in my father's things. And as the very last regifting thing that my father did to me in his lifetime was that copy of Far Away came back to me because I found it on his desk, wedged between some envelopes and some papers. And when I took it home and listened to it that night, and I realized what it was, I wept. I wept. So what I present to you today was the previously unreleased, haven't been heard since 1998, lost studio track of Far Away with myself and David Moore. This touches on my heart in every way, and I would like to share it with you today. From my heart to yours. Roll 'em.